Hello again. Welcome to my office. It's Lynette here, and I want to talk with you just for a couple of minutes about the infamous course schedule. I want you to notice, first of all, it's labeled version 1 because as things happen and progress throughout the semester, sometimes changes happen. And when I change it, I like everyone to know what our current one is, so I'll change the version. Being new online material and making lots of new resources, we could get a few versions going this semester. So let's talk about it. It's course schedule version 1 for fall 2014. Even though I know you can read, I'm going to take a minute and read this. You complete your Learn Smart quizzes and homework on Connect. You do your reading out of the book. It can be done electronically on Connect as well. You should use Chrome or Firefox. Internet Explorer simply doesn't work. So these are your recommended browsers. I like Chrome the best. If you download it, be careful to only download it from Chrome. Don't pick up some weird version from it. I had terrible virus from that. On-site students will have their Learn Smart quizzes that are shown on this due at 10 a.m. on the day shown prior to class. Online students will have their Learn Smart quizzes due at 11:59 on the day shown. And then as far as homework assigned on Monday is due on Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. and homework assigned on Wednesday is due on Friday at 11:59 p.m. All tests are on Saturday, and pretty much we follow that schedule all semester. I don't test on Sunday because most people do, and the system tends to crash more on Sunday than any other time. So I've moved this to Saturday to save us all that headache. You can do things late, but when you do, there's a 10% per day penalty programmed in. I'll bet you're sick of hearing that, but I want you to know it. Let's take a little bit of a look of what's on the schedule. Notice that there are columns: date, read, watch, and do, prior to class, the related homework, and in-class activities. I want to talk about each of those rows. The date will show, first of all, the day we are in the semester, and for your information, there are 30 days in a given semester. So this will be day 1. Day 1 happens to be the 20th of August, and in blue you can see the learning objectives in the chapter that are covered in this section. That's more for me, but some students tell me they find that useful. When they're confused on something, they can just flip through this to get to the learning outcomes and see what pages it was. Be that as it may, that's what that column's for. The read, watch, and do prior to class column is mostly so you know what I expect you to do prior to class. I expect you to read certain pages in the book, 1 through 19, but I got to tell you folks, there's a lot of pictures involved in this one usually. It takes about a half hour to do the reading I assigned. What you see under this section are specific topics out of the book. If you go to the financial accounting environment, you'll see economic environment and financial reporting, the development of financial reporting standards. These are major sections in the book. So you would read those major sections before class. Then you would watch the role of financial reporting. It's a video that I made. And then you would do the Learn Smart. Learn Smarts are on Connect. And it would say part 1. All of this would show up as day 1 on Connect. So day 1 tells you day 1 on Connect, day 1 on the schedule. They all tie together. And on day 1, you would also find the related homework. After you've read, watched, and done what you should do, which all of this is due the day before the related homework is due. So this would be, let's say, Wednesday. This would be due on Friday at 11:59 per the examples, or per the deadlines I've given you. There's only one assignment, exercise 1-7 out of this, and it would be done on Connect. This is what we'll be doing in class on August 20th. Roles, introductions, answering questions on the syllabus or schedule, discussing pages 1 through 19, and then doing that group exercise. I put the in-class activity on here so that online students will always know what we're doing, as well as on site. On site, we'll know what we're doing and prepared for it online will know what we're doing and can join us if they feel the need, which is going to happen, I think, a little bit more than you'd guess. Then you go to day 2, and it's a Monday. It's the 25th. We're going to cover chapters 19 through 34, reading those before class. Those are the topic. Doing the Learn Smart Part 2. And then you'll see the related homework. Exercise 112 and 114. We're going to discuss the readings in class, answer any questions students have relating to those, and then drop into groups to work on their homework. On day 3 will be Wednesday the 27th, and so on and so forth. And you can see what the day is, what I want you to read, watch, and do, what the related homework is, and what we'll be doing in class. One thing that's wonderful on the course schedule that isn't on Connect are these watches. These watches are different kinds of media. If I hit this, you'll see it fires off, in this case, a Pincast, which I can make bigger. And you can't see it so well from this screen, but that's all right. And on this Pincast, I'll turn it on, and you can see that I can watch this. I can have it filled in before I do it. I can have it fill itself in. You can't really see that so much.
First of all, what's our goal? Our
But
goal,
you can see it here.
and
It's starting to populate as I talk. Or I can
increased with credits.
Have it on all the time.
And there's our first possibility.
I can
both sides
go forward and backwards. I can move this little
assets and credits, increasing liability.
I can mute it, which I would like to do because I don't want to hear the sound of my own voice, but that sort of destroys the lecture.
Make both sides
Stop it, back it up, rewind it, and essentially that's a Pincast. The way that you fire those off will go away. Let's go back to our discussion. The way that you fire those off is you highlight them and then you hit Control click and it shows that link. So you would read these pages, watch this media, and do this Learn Smart. We would do that before class. Then you would come to class and we would talk about it. And in class, we would do these homework problems and discuss things related to this. If you have this done, then I can make the discussions ever so much easier. And so on-site students must have that done before they come to class. And online students will be in much better shape. If they've done the read, watch, and do, they know they're confused and they're coming for help. Most of you will feel that way at some point during the schedule. Let's bebop down a little bit. That dated me, didn't it? Through the daily schedule, and you'll see that we have an online exam on Chapter Due on 9/13. Should be a Saturday at 11:59 p.m. And then starts the next chapter. Chapter 3 with the Read, Watch, Do. Chapter 3, 4, and 5 are all on financial statements, so I think that's one of the few times where I do a test on several chapters. I'm not quite sure how we'll break those up. This one says an exam on Chapter 3, 4, and 19 is due on 4/10 at 11:59 p.m. So in this way, you know what we are planning for the entire semester. You can move ahead. You can see what will be expected of you. You can get ahead. I have to tell you that I have not had the pleasure of teaching online before, and so the tests aren't done. I could make them in advance and have them ready, but what I find in intermediate is the topic is so complicated, I'd prefer to make the tests right after I taught it. So tests and practice tests will be prepared for you in time for you to do them for sure, but they're not going to be done in advance. So for this one semester, we're not going to be able to work ahead. You can trace these days, day 15, right to connect day 15. You can trace day 14, right to connect day 14. And in such a fashion you'll always know where we are in class, what the reading is, where it is in the book, the homework that relates to it, and what you're expected to do. So I guess that's how the course schedule works, and you get all the way to the bottom, and you can see we have on-site, we have final exams scheduled, and a lovely picture of a dragon, and a wish for a Merry Christmas. And that then explains to you how the entire schedule will unfold. That horrible buzz you hear in the background is my cell phone. Sorry about that. Well, that's a quick buzz through the course schedule. Hopefully that's helpful to you. It's your best bet for navigating your way safely through this course. And it's my wish and hope that you'll use that. You can open that up and run that right from Canvas, and the links and everything work there. You can download it to your computer and the links will work from there. And you can just print it off. The links won't work from a print off, but you'll always have your schedule in front of you and know when all tests are. I have had students say, where are the links, when they're printed off and sitting on their desk in front of them, and that always makes me smile. Got to be looking at it online to make the links work. Well, it's been wonderful chatting with you. Thanks for dropping into my office today. That's a quick view of the course schedule. Hopefully that helps you understand what, where, and when. And thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now, friends.